Today I just wanted to touch on the journey to law school. A lot of the advice I give will involve just findings I have about law school and observations, but before you get here, you have to get here. So I know some people wonder, well, there's this huge law school game, and where do I even begin? And all I can do is tell you where I began and some things I thought about. They're not going to tell you any mathematical algorithms to figure out what the best ranking is versus your expenditure of cost. It's just going to be some real-world observations. One of the first things you want to think about is your LSAT. What I would suggest to do is, if you want to enter law school in the fall of 2014, you need to start preparing for the LSAT in the summer of 2013. At the latest, the fall of 2013. And the reason I say this is not because the LSAT is some crazy scary monster that you're going to have to spend months getting ready for. Some will, but it's really a lot about timelines, and a lot of schools will give different scholarship opportunities and a lot of early acceptance offers October of the year prior. So if you wait and you take the LSAT in October, or you take the LSAT in the December, or even the latest you can take it for the next year for most schools is February, you're not only going to be that much further behind all of your competition, you're also not going to be getting those early acceptance letters. You're not going to be in the first in line to be considered for scholarships. So just for time expediency, you want to get it done early. Another reason, let's say you take the LSAT in June. Well, you're going to get your results back somewhere around July, beginning of August. And if you didn't do as well as you wanted to, you could go ahead and you could apply with your scores, and you could already get your name in the hopper. And then when you get your December scores, you can always update your profile. Hey guys, I went from let's say 140 to a 160. I had a 20-point increase. But the main thing is that you'll know where you're at ahead of time. As far as the LSAT goes, I'm sure you'll get a lot of different opinions on this. The way I look at it is it's just a test. The LSAT is not the end of the world. It is just a test. If you take it the first time and you get a 130, you might have a lot of work ahead of you, but you could get better and you could do better. But one of the best things about the LSAT is it's unlike a lot of the other tests you've ever taken and probably will take. It's something you can learn, though. I mean, it's nothing that's a mystery. What I would suggest, having been there, if I had to do it over again, is I would buy a book of practice LSAT tests. You can get them straight from the website where you sign up for your LSAT most times, and it'll give you 10 tests. It'll give you 10 LSAT tests, and they're the full LSAT tests, and they give you a scoring rubric, and you can see where you are. As long as you're honest with yourself and you time yourself like you would be in a test, you'll get a good gauge on what you know well and what you don't know well. One thing I would do is I would just go ahead and I would take one test just to get out of the way. That way, now it's not, you know exactly what to expect. It's not going to be any kind of a new experience. And then start working your way down through a few more tests, and let's say that the section allots 30 minutes. Try to get it done in 25. Try to get it done in 20. So that way in the actual day, when you have a little bit of nerves going, or maybe there's one problem that you're having trouble with, you can come back to it. But you're already going to be used to completing it in 20 minutes. And sometimes that's not even possible, just depending on, your learning style, but get it as tight as you can. So that way you've got all the playroom in the world that you need when you go to the test day. Another thing is, in June, whether you're ready or not, I would just go ahead and take the test. I took it one time. I went in there, I said, I get what I'm going to get. I kind of reduced my stress level, and because of that, I didn't overthink my answers, and I did fine. I with my GPA and my LSAT, I was just fine. I didn't need to take it again, and I had no complaints of that. But if I needed to take it again, having taken it the one time, I never took any practice tests. The second time around, I would just be even that much more familiar with it. I would know exactly what to expect, and it would go, if anything, smoother.